This is Pixel Studio. It's another retouching tutorial in Photoshop. So today we'll be talking about frequency separation, going in depth and explaining what frequency separation is and how you can use it in retouching your images. Okay, so quickly, what is frequency separation? It's actually separating your texture and your color layer so that you can work on them independently. And this is one of the best methods retouchers use in retouching images. Let's get started. Now, here we are in Photoshop with this image, and the first thing I would like to do is to explain why we need to do frequency separation. Now let's take a look at the skin. Let's zoom in. We can see that she has some hair strands on her neck, and also look at how some of the roughness of the skin color, and also we have some spots and dirt we need to remove from our face. Also, we need to do some color corrections. The first thing I would like to do is to duplicate the layer first of all, so we have something to look back to, and I'm name this one image. So before I do the frequency separation, I would like to do the color correction first. So quickly, for us to do the color correction, so that when we are doing our frequency separation and blending the skin tones or skin color, it's actually going to be easy. We won't start doing a lot of work. So that's why. So let's get back. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the hue and saturation adjustment layer. This is a quick fix, and now once I zoom in, you can actually see that some part of our skin is darker than the rest part. Let's take the top of our forehead, sample from there, and below on top of the eyebrow or around this side, you can see that they have two different colors. So let's try and make the two colors uniform. And very good, she's not on makeup. So now I'm going to grab this hand tool and I'm going to select where I want to correct, which is the head. Now once I select that, you're going to see this slider over here, and what we need to do is to increase the hue, and we're going to get this. So you can see the color variation. You see the top part is blue, some places are green, and we have this cyan and other type of colors in there. Okay, so let's see. Now we're going to increase this slider till we have the place we want to correct selected. So take it backwards, and we're going to select just the red alone. So somewhere there should be fine. I'm going to leave it somewhere around here, and I'm going to hit 0 on this so that we can reset it. Now that particular place is the only place the hue and saturation is going to affect, so that's why I left this slider around the side. And now we're going to increase the slider a little bit forward so as to get the same color with that of the the skin, the top part of the skin, so you can see before, let's see, and after. So if that's too much, you can leave it somewhere like 20, and we're going to close it. And now we have it. We're going to erase it from where we don't need it, which is the lips, and also make it real in some part of the eyes and this darker part here. So I'm going to turn it on, grab the brush tool, and let's decrease the size and make sure the foreground color is black, and then we can remove it from the lips to bring some of that in, and give a little blush from this side and the eyes as well. And that's that, because we want to focus more on the forehead. So now half of the blending is done, so you can see before and after, so we don't need to worry about too much frequency separation. So now let's do it. Let's create a stem visible layer, and now we're going to do the frequency separation. Now Ctrl J to duplicate the layer twice, and we're going to name this one tone or color, and I'm going to name the top layer texture, TEXTURE. Hit enter. So what we're doing is we're separating the texture and the color layer, and we can work on them independently. So now turn off the texture layer, select the tone or the color, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now the way this Gaussian blur works is like this. When the blur is high, the blur value is high, the texture, we have more texture. When the blur value is low, we have lesser texture. And why do we need higher blur and lower blur? I talked about this in my video, and the reason why we need higher blur is that the skin is already blended uniform. We don't want to work on the texture more. So when you want to work on the texture more, you give it a very high blur. When you want to work on the color more, you give it a very low blur. Okay, so in this case, we want to work on them not equally. I would say equally, because there are not too much blemishes, the skin colors are already, you know, a little bit blended. So I'm just going to increase it till I find a good spot. And how do we locate a good spot? It's very easy. Just grab this. Let's sample this part of our nose, zoom in, and you're going to see it. Now the moment you start seeing this, the smooth transition between the highlights and the shadows, that is when you should stop the blur. So I'm just going to bring it in and still bring it in almost. So we're almost there, and somewhere like this, I'm going to take it up somewhere. Okay, so there's a smooth transition now. So you can hit OK and then turn off the texture layer, select the texture layer, go to image, apply image. And it's very important, on the layer you select the tone or color. On the blending mode you select subtract, because you are subtracting the color and the texture. So you can see that we have the same equal amount of texture and color subtraction. So now we opacity 100, scale to offset 128, because right here, top right here, we have RGB 8, meaning it's an 8-bit image. Okay, so once you have this selected, it's OK, and then change the blending mode to linear light, and then you're back with your image. So we've ended up separating the texture and the color. I'm going to group these two together, and once I group it together, we can open up, because they are in one group. We're working with that group now. So what we need to do, for the texture layer you use the clone stamp tool, for the color, for the tone or color layer you use the mixer tool brush, and here's the settings you need to use for your mixer tool brush. Let's go. Okay, so now we want to locate this mixer tool brush. Is under the brush tool, the mixer tool brush is down right here. It's the mixer tool brush. Make sure your brush is selected to clean brush, and then your wet is between 9 and 14, load 75, mix 90, flow 100. And this is because it just work, you know, fine for all images, and a lot of people are also using it. So just follow the trend, you know. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to left click and start blend the colors together. Before that, you can actually use the texture layer. For the texture layer, I said you're going to use the clone stamp tool. Okay, so you can just go ahead and sample an area, hold and alt, sample this area, and, you know, click on the blemishes, so and remove all the dirt. So that's how to use the texture layer. And for the tone layer, I'm going to select the mixer tool brush and start blending. So let's blend the skin together. Ctrl Z. All right. I changed the color here black, so I'm just going to select clean brush, and then we can start blending together. So make sure that's selected, otherwise you're going to have difficulty in having all that colors there. Good. I'm going to select the texture layer now and select the clone stamp to see some hair strand right beneath her neck. So you can turn on the align tool, and it functions like this. When you sample an area, hold and alt, sample an area, then you left click, and as you move, it moves with it. So something like that. So I like turning it off. I don't like using it. I'm going to sample an area, hold it and alt, left click, and I start fixing those blemishes. I'm just sampling an area, and now sometimes you need to remove all this hair and, you know, just focus. Make sure you arrange the hair. So something like this, you need to remove all this one. Remove. Grab your mixer tool, select this, and, you know, blend it together. And that's going to remove that from the background. So I can see some hair strand here. Select the clone stamp tool, make it smaller, and I'm just going to sample somewhere close below so that I can drag out and keep dragging out like that. And this as well, sample or sample somewhere here. And there we go. Okay, so it's necessary to blend it, blend that as well. Just quickly blend it and make it look the same. Now on the lips, I'm just going to sample and fix all this, and just quickly repair the lips, those places that have like that. All this line. Alright, so now I've made the lips smaller, smoother. So we can see our before and after. I can see some places are not smooth. You can choose the brush tool and smoothen it out like that. Okay, so now this is what we have. So before and after. I'm going to zoom in. We have before and after. Before and after. So I can still see small little adjustments, and we can just quickly blend that in. Alright, so now that we have that, I guess we are done with the retouching. So let's close it, and now I'm going to group this as well and turn it off. Let's see, before, after, before, after. So that's how to do frequency separation before and after. Now we are going to create a stem visible layer, Ctrl Shift Alternate E, and you can do some color grading. Let's select the color, selected color, and I'm just going to do a quick color grade to the image. I'm going to go to the red and add some, the red to it, and let's put some yellows and go to the yellows as well, add some red and give it some yellow tone. I'm going to go to the magenta, add some red and decrease the green, and like that. So I can also whiten the eyes if you don't mind. We can just quickly do that by grabbing the curve, so see, and once you do that, you're going to increase. Let's grab the solid color adjustment layer. It's okay. In fact, the mask, Ctrl I, because we want to use the mask. Grab your normal brush tool and paint on the eyes. Make sure the foreground color is white. Just quickly paint on the eyes like this. And now I'm going to grab hold and Alt to drag the mask and put it on the curve layer. Get rid of the solid color, and now we have this, so we can brighten up the eyes with that as fast as we can. Grab the hue and saturation adjustment, and the same thing, hold and Alt to drag it over, and it's yes. And we're going to desaturate the layer like that, and let's zoom out and see what we have. This and this grouped together, and before and after. So we just brighten up the eyes and the rest. So we can remove it from where we don't need it. Open up the group, the curve, and let's make sure foreground color is black, and we remove it from those places and those areas, as well as this one, remove it from the down part. And so we're also going to apply it to the lips, to the teeth, hit X, and bring it in, and as well as this, and there we go. So one more, you can actually go ahead and grab the solid color. Now it's okay, take it up and turn it off, double click, select the teeth, take it up, it's okay, change the blend mode, turn it back on, grab the mask and drag it over, it's okay, Now change the blend mode to divide. Sorry, Ctrl Z. The color field, change the blend mode to divide, and there we go. Of course, it's too bright. We're going to take it up and maybe decrease the opacity. So let's zoom out, and there we go. You can see the difference before and after. So what we need to do is to just find the one we need to decrease. So I guess we should decrease the hue and saturation instead of the solid color. So just decrease this one to make it look natural. Alright, so that's how to quickly retouch your skin. And for the blacks, you can go to the selective color, again go to the black, and we can decrease the black in the image. So not too much, just where we know we need it. Okay, so that's too much. Let's use plus 2, should be fine. Okay, and now there we go.